In the vast, sun-baked grasslands of Africa, a powerful figure marches through the dust, armored like a tank, with a horn that commands both fear and awe. But behind this prehistoric appearance lies a gentle grazer, a crucial guardian of the ecosystem, the rhinoceros. But today, this ancient warrior is fighting for survival not from lions, not from drought, but from humans. There are 5 species of rhinos in the world. To live in Africa, the white rhino and the black rhino. South Africa is home to over 75% of the world's rhinos, making it ground zero for both protection and poaching. White rhino, larger, square-lipped, mainly grazers. Black rhino, smaller, hooked-lipped, more solitary, browsers. Despite their names, both are grey. Rhinos aren't just big bodies, they are ecosystem engineers. Their grazing keeps grass short and fresh, which benefits zebras, antelopes, and insects. They also carve out trails that become highways for smaller animals. Their dung fertilizes the soil. Dung piles serve as territory markers and even insect microhabitats. Amazing fact, a single rhino can consume over 100 pounds of grass a day, reshaping the landscape as they go. When rhinos run, and yes, they can hit speeds up to 55 kilometers per hour, 34 miles per hour, they appear to bounce. Their entire massive body lifts off the ground. This is called aerial phase, just like horses galloping. It reduces friction and allows a short burst of high speed. Their short legs and muscular body amplify this bounce visually. Amazing fact, despite their size, rhinos can outpace most humans in a sprint. Though peaceful most of the time, rhinos can be dangerously territorial. Males mark their territory using urine and dung. Territorial disputes between males often end in horn clashes, charges, and even injury. Black rhinos are more aggressive, while white rhinos are generally calmer. Amazing fact. Rhinos have poor eyesight, but a strong sense of smell and hearing to detect threats. Rhinos are herbivores, and their lips tell you how they eat. White rhinos graze on grass using flat, wide lips. Black rhinos browse bushes and trees using hooked lips for grabbing. Amazing fact, rhinos need to eat almost 7 to 8 hours a day to maintain their weight and strength. But the biggest threat to rhinos doesn't come from predators. It comes from poachers, driven by greed. Rhino horns are sold illegally for use in traditional medicine and luxury items, especially in parts of Asia. Horns are made of keratin, the same material as human fingernails. They hold no medical value. Poaching has caused rhino populations to decline by over 90% in some regions. Amazing fact, a rhino is killed every 22 hours due to poaching. Rhinos are more than just animals. They are symbols of resilience, vital links in the ecological chain, and protectors of biodiversity. In South Africa, rhinos support ecotourism, bringing millions of dollars that fund wildlife conservation. Their presence in parks helps control vegetation, supports prey species, and maintains natural balance. Losing rhinos would impact entire ecosystems and future generations. Despite the danger, hope is alive. Conservationists, governments, and local communities are working together, dehorning rhinos to protect them from poaching. DNA tracking of horns to catch traffickers. Rhino sanctuaries and breeding programs on the rise. Amazing fact, countries like Nepal and Botswana have zero poaching years due to strong laws and community involvement. With their armored bodies and horned faces, rhinos resemble creatures from another time, and it's no coincidence. Rhinos have roamed the earth for over 50 million years, surviving mass extinctions and dramatic climate shifts. While not actual dinosaurs, rhinos evolved shortly after dinosaurs went extinct. Prehistoric rhinos like Paracertorium were the largest land mammals ever, standing up to 16 feet tall. Fossils show that rhinos once lived across Europe, Asia, and North America. Amazing fact, rhinos are one of the oldest mammal lineages still alive today, true living fossils. Despite their size and seeming silence, rhinos have a secret language of scents, sounds, and body gestures. Rhinos use grunts, huffs, growls, and even squeaks to communicate. Dung piles carry detailed scent messages, age, gender, reproductive status. Mothers hum to their babies, males snort to warn rivals. Amazing fact, white rhinos can recognize over 20 individuals by scent alone. The fight to protect rhinos is being led by an army of unlikely heroes, wildlife rangers. Rangers risk their lives every day facing armed poachers. Use of drones, dogs, camera traps, and night vision patrols. Women ranger units are now on the front lines in Zimbabwe and South Africa. Amazing fact, a trained anti-poaching dog can detect rhino horn hidden in luggage within seconds. To save rhinos, it's not just about fences and guns, it's about people. Indigenous and local communities are key players in conservation. Programs that include tourism jobs, education, and land rights give people a reason to protect rhinos. In Kenya's Lewa Conservancy, locals are trained as rhino trackers and guides. Rhinos are not just an African treasure. Asia holds 3 more species, the greater one-horned, Javan, and Sumatran rhino, each endangered, each fighting extinction. India's Kaziranga National Park has helped bring back the Indian rhino from near extinction. Fewer than 80 Javan rhinos remain in Indonesia. Sumatran rhinos are now critically endangered, with fewer than 50 individuals left. With their tough skin and stoic faces, it's easy to miss the emotions hidden beneath. But rhinos, like elephants, can feel far more than we once believed. Mother rhinos are deeply protective, grooming and guiding calves for years. Rhinos mourn, they linger at the bodies of dead relatives. Playful behavior is common among young rhinos, especially during rain. Rhinos have even been observed seeking affection from caretakers in sanctuaries. Amazing fact, in captivity, some rhinos choose best friends and refuse to eat when separated. For thousands of years, rhinos have been wrapped in myth and mystery, sometimes feared, sometimes worshipped. In ancient China, rhino horns were used in ritual cups believed to detect poison. In India, the one-horned rhino is said to be a guardian of the forest. African tribes believe rhinos bring rain, sightings often lead to celebrations. In European medieval times, artists drew rhinos as dragon-like beasts. Amazing fact. The legendary creature unicorn may have been inspired by early travelers' exaggerated stories of Indian rhinos. Not all rhinos are the same. Across Africa and Asia, 5 species survive, each with unique traits. White rhino, square lip, grazes grasslands, very social. Largest rhino species. Black rhino, hooked lip, prefers bushes, solitary and more aggressive. Indian rhino, greater one-horned heavy armor-plated skin, loves water. Javan rhino, shy and secretive, lives in remote jungles of Indonesia. Sumatran rhino, hairy, smallest, most endangered, mountain forest dweller. Amazing fact, white and black rhinos are actually the same color. The word white came from a mistranslation of the Dutch word "wijde," meaning wide-lipped. It's not too late. Around the world, efforts are underway to bring rhinos back from the brink. Dehorning programs reduce poaching by removing the incentive. Wildlife corridors connect isolated rhino populations for healthy breeding. Captive breeding has already saved the Indian rhino from extinction. Kids around the world now grow up learning that rhinos are worth more alive. In Nepal, rhino numbers have more than doubled thanks to community involvement and zero poaching programs. Amazing fact, the Indian rhino can swim across rivers and live in flooded grasslands for months. Not every story ends in hope. The northern white rhino is functionally extinct. Only 2 females remain. The last male, named Sudan, died in 2018. Scientists are working on IVF technology and genetic cloning to bring back the species. It is a reminder of what happens when greed outweighs guardianship. We didn't lose a rhino. We lost a piece of Earth's soul. These mighty creatures are more than muscle. Rhinos are equipped with biological tools that have helped them survive for millions of years. Thick skin armor. Rhino skin is up to 5 centimeters thick and composed of collagen layers, yet it's sensitive to sunburn and insect bites. Incredible memory. Rhinos can remember specific water holes, danger zones, and even ranger patrol routes. Bird companions. Rhinos often have oxpeckers riding on their backs, birds that eat ticks and alert them to danger with loud chirps. Amazing fact. Rhinos can run nearly the same speed as Olympic sprinters, while weighing 2,000 kilograms. As poachers get smarter, so do protectors. Technology is now on the front lines. GPS horn implants. Scientists implant microtrackers into horns to monitor rhino movements in real time. Aerial drones. Night vision drones patrol protected zones and detect illegal movement. AI cameras. AI systems now analyze patterns of rhino behavior to predict poaching risk. Amazing fact, rhino DNA is now being stored globally in case species need to be brought back using cloning or stem cell technology. Behind every horn is a heartbeat, and behind every rhino is a human who cares. Sudan's caretaker, Joseph Wachira, a Kenyan ranger, became known globally when he was seen comforting Sudan, the last northern white male rhino, during his final moments. Orphaned calves. In sanctuaries across Africa and India, rescued rhino calves are raised by hand, fed from bottles, and eventually rewilded. Human healing. Some communities treat rhinos as symbols of hope, using their recovery stories to inspire children and conservation action. Amazing fact, rhinos form bonds with humans who raise or protect them, recognizing their voices and even seeking comfort. In a world chasing speed and profit, the rhino moves with ancient rhythm, calm, powerful, and patient. And maybe that's why we need them. To remind us of what's wild, what's real, what's still worth saving. Rhinos are not relics. They are not trophies. They are giants who walked with mammoths and still walk beside us today. If we let them disappear, we lose more than just a species. We lose a protector of the wild. Stand with the rhino. Protect what can't protect itself.